Oh my God. Oil it up before GTA 6 and a flash. You see that, guys? Boys and girls, like freaking Drake the Snake Roberts all over the place. Flopping around. Love this stuff. You guys know I'm referring to Drake, right? You guys saw the home movie?
The home movie.
The Drake home movie. You guys, you get the reference, right? Drake over Kendrick every day. I stand with Drake. Coach Greg, in today's video, Guga dry-aged himself and lost 100 pounds. And I'm going to tell you, I've already watched the video and he basically did everything wrong. There's a lot of room for improvement. And so don't say I'm a hater. I'm just trying to help. And so first things first, when you use butter on the pan, those calories, they add up. There is a ton of calories in butter, just 10 grams, a little bit, close to 100 calories. And so rather than butter, you can use Pam, a spray. You can oil up before GTA 6. Get a nice glaze going on. Yeah. Mac Daddy. And in case you're a bodybuilder, I have seen many guys oil up with Pam before going out on stage. No joke. Lower calories than last time. And so that's tip number 1. And so follow for more tips. Click subscribe.
And I immediately add in the egg whites. Now here's the funny thing about egg whites. They're actually pretty good, everybody. It's like having fried eggs, but the fraction of calories.
And so excellent choice. By avoiding the egg yellow, that's right, the yellow part, the yolk, the egg yellows, you're going to save significant amount of calories. In an egg white, there's about 4 grams of protein for 16 calories, and the yolk about 60 calories, mostly all fat. And so by having egg whites, for example, in one of these, you can simply pour it out. It makes you save more time than last time. You can have a huge, massive egg white omelet with far fewer calories. And so great job, Guga.
Now I love vegetables. So I add tomatoes, green onions. I season it with salt, followed by freshly ground black pepper. Fold the whole thing up. Add more black pepper on top.
And so excellent choice. Add in some more vegetables. You could have some fruit. Gonna make the omelet have more volume and lower calories.
Because there's one other ingredient that I really like on it. Now for my bread, I'm a bread lover and I gotta have bread.
And so for myself, I allow people to have regular ass bread. Been saying this for years. Love my anabolic French toast. Anyone who's got my cookbook will see amazing recipes. Omelets, French toast, you name it, it's in the freaking cookbook, over 200 recipes. And so you don't have to avoid eating the foods that you love. You simply make them lower in calories.
My go-to used to be butter bread. It is so fluffy, delicious, but it has 60 calories. So for that, I chose keto bread.
And so isn't it ironic that he switched from having some delicious bread, that regular bread, 60 calories, to keto bread? Keto bread ain't that delicious. I don't like to sacrifice taste when I'm on a diet. I want to eat delicious meals that are high in volume that still taste good. Keto bread for me, it just ain't it. And so he saved a whooping 25 calories. 25. But then he drizzles on the honey, saying, oh, you know, honey, it's good. If I have that sweet craving, I'm gonna have honey. There's 72 calories, 18 grams of carbs in 1 tablespoon. 1. And so do you know how quickly those calories add up? And so, yeah, you did a great job. You saved 25 calories on the bread, but you added in 72 calories or more with the honey.
Everybody told me you gotta drink the most amount of water you can in order to help the weight wash away. Because even though I stopped drinking water at 6 p.m. and I would go to sleep at 10, I would wake up 5 times a night to go to the bathroom. And I couldn't figure it out why.
Couldn't figure it out why. Drank 8 liters of water. Got up to pee 5 times a night. I got it! Nocturia! And so no, not Hoctua, Nocturia! Et en français, c'est Nuctiri. Mais en anglais, c'est Nocturia, Hoctua.
So I had to go to the doctor. To keep the story short, the doctor told me you're drinking too much water.
And so apparently it's not an apple a day that keeps the doctor away. It's drinking 8 liters of water that has you going to the doctor and saying, hey, doctor, I don't know why I get up to pee 5 times a night. I'm suffering from Hoctua Nocturia. And well, can you figure it out? Doctor says, drink less water. And so great job, doctor.
The water you're drinking, your body is no longer absorbing the water. It's just washing everything out, and you're also washing all your good stuff out.
And so the doctor told him you're washing out all the good stuff with that water. And so when I was a kid, we ate 4 meals a day. We had breakfast, lunch, supper, and good stuff. And so when I went to school and I'd ask my friends, you know, I'm a kid, I'm 7, 8 years of age. I'm saying, what did you eat for good stuff? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, good stuff. You know, the 4th meal of the day. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, for good stuff last night, I had cookies and ice cream. What did you have? There's no such thing as good stuff, Greg. or Greggy. That's what they called me when I was a kid. And so I said, I don't understand. It's called good stuff. I also believed in Santa Claus, which of course I still do to this day. And so I later found out there's no such thing as good stuff. This is a true story.
Including your electrolytes and everything else. And he recommended for me to add some stuff into my water. So I used Element on my water.
And so did he recommend to add in some good stuff into his water? He recommended to add in some stuff. And so what he did was he added in an electrolyte drink mix of LMNT. And in that drink, it's 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. And so a very basic electrolyte replacement. Nothing close to as good as Perilite, for example. We have far more than this. Not only these have all these electrolytes and more, it also has essential amino acids, BCAAs, and so on. 8 grams of protein in every scoop. And so not only do you get the electrolytes to help with hydration, you're also getting the BCAAs, EAAs, and so on. And so imagine having LMNT in comparison to Perilite. Interested in Perilite? Code Greg, 15% off. Click the link in the description.
So during my weight loss journey, I didn't want to stop drinking any of the things I like. I just replaced them with diet. It helps keep my cravings away.
And so he switched from drinking Guaraná to drinking Diet Coke. Great choice. Went from having perhaps 150 calories per can, all sugar, not something you want if you're on a diet, to drinking Diet Pop. Clearly works. Calories in, calories out. It's called Seco. And they actually now, I'm told, make Guaraná Zero. And so if you want Guaraná, drink Guaraná Zero. Or Zero if you're Espanol. And in French, it's called Zero. And in Portuguese, Zero. And back to the video.
There's one other drink that I also drink quite a bit, and that was kombucha. I like the taste, and it has very few calories.
I like the taste and has very few calories. Proceeds to show 60 calories per glass and 16 grams of sugar. Where can I buy this calorie wallet? Is it on sale? I want one in Gucci. And so last I checked, at least according to my budget, calorie budget that is, 16 grams of sugar per drink is a lot. I drink about 10 drinks a day, mostly Diet Pop. I also drink Perilite, I like Mio, I like G0, and so on. Not that kind of G, G0. Not GH, remove the B. Don't drink GHB. Lessons from Coach Greg.
It was when I wasn't cooking. All the snacks, the ice cream right before going to sleep, the peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
And so clearly this guy has never heard of my cookbook. Peanut butter, guys. It's got 1/4 of the calories of regular peanut butter. I literally was eating it before I made this video. It's got 1/4 of the calories and double the protein. And so you can have a peanut butter and jam sandwich, peanut butter and banana sandwich every single day and easily lose weight. 1/4 of the calories, and you will not believe how good it tastes. Imagine if Guga were to get my cookbook before GTA 6. The guy would perhaps get down to 150 pounds shredded. He has no clue what he's missing out on. Not only that, he thinks that electrolyte drink is going to make a difference in his weight loss. It's not. Try GO2 Max and Turk Builder. You kidding me? Turk Builder going to give you more energy, put on more muscle than every pour. GO2 Max is going to give you all the endurance you've ever asked for. You were to use Coach Greg supplements, I'm telling you, you would not believe the difference it's going to make. Code Greg, 15% off. Click the link in the description.
But as I was cooking, I needed snacks. Snack is important, everybody, and I like my snacks.
And so he loves a snack. And so his favorite snack is Quest chips. Now, Quest chips are great, but they're very expensive. And they are a little bit more calorie dense. I have had Quest snacks in the past. I do, in fact, think it's a good idea. And so great job, Guga. That is a good idea. But you know what's a better snack? Smart Pop popcorn. Those of you who've been longtime subscribers, those of you who've been watching me for perhaps 4 or 5 years, you would have sworn I was sponsored by Smart Pop. I believe that I've promoted Smart Pop popcorn more than any other YouTuber in the entire world. I often will have 3 bags of this every night, 200 calories per bag. You see how much snacks it makes? Larger snacks than last time. Quest chip, it's over before you know it. You're sitting in the hot tub and you have a Quest chip, and then another one, and then another one, and before you're out of it, you're out $15 and you've had 5 minutes of Quest chips. 3 bags of popcorn are going to take you probably an hour to finish for 600 calories. And so if it's late at night, you're watching Coach Greg and chill, and you want to have a snack, you have some Smart Pop popcorn. Trust me, it's a cheat code. Snack time.
As you already know, I had to go to the doctor to find out why I couldn't go to sleep.
And so, as you know, he's saying yet again, he had to go to the doctor to figure out why he was staying up all night and peeing. Couldn't figure out that he was drinking 8 liters of water a day, but The doctor sorted him out. Imagine if he had hired Coach Greg. Perhaps he could hire Coach Greg to coach him better than last time. Or just get my cookbook. It's cheaper. And so another cheat code. Seco bars, 230 calories, 20 grams of protein, and larger than last time. These are 70 grams. They're not like those little Anna bars, you know, those 65-gram bars that are much higher in calories. These taste amazing and are very low in calories. Code Greg, 15% off. As you know, Coach Greg literally is the cheat code to losing weight.
Now this snack I really love. And the first time I took a bite, it wasn't very pleasant. These rice cakes are almost like taking a bite out of styrofoam, everybody.
I highly suggest you don't use 60-calorie rice cakes, which is the highest calorie ones I've ever seen, as a part of your diet. In comparison, you can get a rice cake like this, plain rice cakes, 35 calories. And so guess what? With that calorie wallet you're talking about, you now have 25 calories less. Remember, you went from having regular delicious bread to keto bread to save yourself 25 calories. And so I certainly think it's worth going from those 60-calorie rice cakes to these to save yourself 35 calories. And watch what you can do. Just give me a minute. How many of you out there crave peanut butter? In my lifetime, I've met 3 girls that don't. 3. There are 3 human beings of the female stature who don't enjoy peanut butter. Every other female in the world, you love peanut butter. Watch what you can do. It's so good. Saslapsa. And it's called peanut butter because it's not peanut butter. I came up with that name. I know I'm talented. I also came up with spraying Pam on my chest to get the clavicles out. She just, look at that. Look at that. Putting Shizzy to shame. Look at this guy. 48 years of age. Oh my God. Oiling up before GTA 6 and a flash. You see that, guys? Boys and girls, eating from my freaking cookbook. And you all doubted me. Turk Builder GO2 Max oiled up peanut butter on rice cakes. What do you think would look more delicious? The 60-calorie rice cake that he's eating, or the 35-calorie rice cake dipped in my homemade peanut butter? Full protein with a quarter of the calories of peanut butter. And you know what that means? You don't have to put on a little bit. Little bit of peanut butter, you can hardly taste it. I taste peanut butter somewhere. You put on peanut butter, you slap it on thicker than last time. Like freaking Drake the Snake Roberts all over the place. Flop it around. Love this stuff. You guys know I'm referring to Drake, right? You guys saw the home movie?
The home movie.
The Drake home movie. You guys, you get the reference, right? Drake over Kendrick every day. I stand with Drake, not your typical boomer.
And there's one thing I love, like I told you already, I love peanut butter and jelly sandwich, everybody. I grew up eating it. It's phenomenal. But peanut butter has a tremendous amount of calories. So instead of using a full spoon like this, I would replace it with this one. It's basically peanut butter powder.
Or you get my freaking cookbook, you make peanut butter. Way, way better. At the HLT mansion, we don't sacrifice on taste. Got my own Colombian chef living in the basement. I let her out once in a while. That's okay. Everything tastes good at the mansion, said Mebstagram. C'est bon ça, tellement, extrêmement. Hablas español. Comer. ¿Quieres manzanas? Pastel de arroz.
There you have it.
Español. Mucho españoles. Back to the video.
I would also have often Greek yogurt, but if you taste it by itself, it's not good. So my trick to make it better was to use Crystal Light. There's several different flavors for you to choose from.
I like how he says my trick, as if I haven't said that in a number of videos. Also, you can use twin sugar, you use Crystal Light, you can squirt Mio. You mix it up. Add to that some berries, perhaps blueberries, strawberries, and so on. Add to that, you have a mucho delicioso comer de Greek yogurto.
One more thing that I love for snacks was that hot honey. I would take it quite often. Anytime I wanted sugar cravings, I would take a tiny bit of it, and my cravings would go away.
I'm going to teach you something. Whatever he just said is complete nonsense. He says whenever he craves something sweet, he takes a tiny bit of honey. Remember, that's 72 calories per tablespoon. So he takes a tiny bit, a little teaspoon, a little taste. Puts it on a little spoon, a little licksy. Do you really think that's going to take the cravings away? That's like saying, you know, I have this addiction. I like sniffing creatine. I'm just going to take one small line, a little bit of creatine. You think that's going to take the craving away or make it come back with a vengeance? It's not going to work. Most people have a hard time putting the fork down. That's why some people actually benefit from eating fewer meals. Now, as you know, ideal muscle protein synthesis is going to occur if you have 5 meals a day with protein, of which he describes in detail that is one of his secrets. Having a lot of protein. It has a high thermic effect of food. It's not going to make you as hungry. And so having a high protein diet is going to make it easier than last time to stick to. But if you put on a little bit of sugar and you taste it, it's not getting the cravings away. It's going to make you want that much more. And so I don't suggest, for example, at late at night, you open the Haagen-Dazs container and you take a little bite. You open the bag of chips and you have just one. They literally made commercials about this. Bet you can't just eat one. And so if you put on sugar-laden honey on a spoon and lick it, it's going to make you want to keep on licking. Oh, just put in the tip. Just the tip. We'll stop after that. Said no one ever. It's gonna end in a little mini Greggy. Trust me, bro. We'll play just the tip. I just want one little licksy. No! And so rather than that honey, you can, for example, have some Gui's barbecue sauces, very low in calories. We have no sugar added ketchup. We had teriyaki zio. There are so many different sauces. And so if you're looking for something sweet, add low calorie Mrs. Buttersworth. This is no sugar added. This tastes absolutely ridiculous. Been eating this for years. Put it on everything. Put it on your salad for all I care. You know I have. And so if you learn how to budget properly, if you're a 6'5" guy in finance with blue eyes, for example, you eat appropriately, you're going to be able to stick to your diet forever.
Another thing that was a must-have for me was fruits. Again, I love fruits and vegetables, but some fruits have a lot more calories than others.
Here's the thing, he's not wrong. Some fruits and vegetables have more calories than others. Now, what's amazing is this book, in fact, tells you exactly what those are. It tells you which ones are high and which ones are low. And so, for example, bananas are very high in calories compared to strawberries and blueberries. And so, if you're on a diet and you really care about calories, you eat less bananas, more blueberries, and strawberries. But here's the reality. No one's getting fat eating fruit. Nobody gets to over 300 pounds because they ate too many blueberries, strawberries, bananas, and so on. It doesn't happen. It's from eating chips, processed food, candies, cakes, and sweets, and so on.
And by the way, am I the only one that peels banana this way? Most people peel it from the opposite end, but doing it from the tip is just easier.
And again, careful playing just the tip. Don't want to have any mini babies walking around in 9 months.
The lunch, which was probably the best part of the day, because I would eat something different, so I never get tired.
And so here's the thing. If eating lunch was the best part of the day because you get to eat something different all the time, considering getting my cookbook. There's 200 plus recipes. You can eat something different every single day. Well, for at least 200 days straight, and then you can start over. If you want to have French toast or peanut butter and banana sandwiches, peanut butter and jam sandwiches, you name it, you're going to be able to eat it, and it's not going to be a schmuck serving. It's going to be a massive portion. You're going to be full. And when you're full, you're less hungry. Why? Less ghrelin. And so why do you think my diets work so well? If you want to understand the diet in more detail, get my friggin' Circle Diet book. I wrote a book on how to diet, keep the weight off. This is so simple to understand. It might take you 6 hours. You'll understand more than 99% of YouTubers. And so if Guga had read this freaking book before doing this journey, he would have made so much more improvements. It would have been so much easier. He certainly wouldn't have went to Mexico and regained 20 pounds in 10 days.
But now the hardest part for me, dinner. I always thought that if you want to lose weight, you cannot eat before going to bed.
And so we all know it's calories in, calories out, CICO. Whether all your calories are eaten in the morning or before bed, it doesn't matter. What does matter is you're in a deficit.
Here's what I usually have. This is a dinner that has quite a bit of calorie. My trusty old egg white omelette, that is delicious. I have it quite often.
Notice the half gallon of olive oil dripping off of the omelet. And so, yeah, did you in fact have some omelet with your oil? And so perhaps go easy on the oil.
Then I would have some type of protein. Depending on how much money I had on that calorie wallet, it would be either chicken breast, chicken thighs, steak, fish. It didn't matter.
And it does matter. Chicken breast, chicken thighs. There's a lot more calories in the thighs than in the breast, and so my suggestion is to eat low-calorie protein. And remember, just because it's calories in, calories out, doesn't mean that your choice of food doesn't make a difference. It's a lot easier to not go over that budget in terms of your diet calories if you're eating healthy foods that are high in protein and from my cookbook. Foods that are high in fiber, fruits and vegetables and so on, in comparison to eating high fat items are very high in calories and so a lot easy to overeat.
A tiny bit of oil, threw the chicken in there and started getting a sear.
I like how he considers it to be a tiny bit of oil. That's like saying the Trend Twins only had a little bit of oil at their competition and that they only had a small cheat following the competition after they had 30,000 calories in that weekend and gained over 15 pounds in a matter of days.
During the day, I had some delicious food and I couldn't afford this much calorie. I would change things up. I would make a 3-egg simple egg sandwich.
And you know what you could also do to have more affordability? You do more cardio. For example, if I go and do an hour of cardio and I burn 1,000 calories, well, I can eat that much more. And so he claims to be burning off 400, which I believe it's a lot less, but let's go with 400. Imagine if he then burned 800. He starts riding bikes, 800 calories. He now ups his budget to 2,400 calories a day instead of 2,000. That's 400 extra calories. Do you know how much easier his diet would be if he could eat 400 extra calories every single night before bed? He could have my Seco protein bars with rice cakes and peanut butter. He could be having sandwiches whenever he wants. It would be easy. But no, I don't want to listen to Coach Greg. Cardio, it's not the answer. Of course it is.
You don't have to have it runny, but nice and gooey still. Then I would toast my keto bread, add some Japanese mayo, not too much.
Now, I haven't looked up Japanese mayo, but mayo is inherently very high in calories. And so you need to know how to budget your calories. If you just throw on some mayo, you could save significantly more calories by adding on something else. Guy's barbecue sauce, perhaps some mustard. You have to learn what tastes good that's also low in calories, and you do that by tracking your calories. You look at what foods have what calories, and what better way than getting my cookbook. You make the recipe, it has all the calories listed, the fat, the carbs, the protein, everything. You follow the cookbook, and it's easy. It's not a gimmick, it's not a scam, it's not just some diet, it's the forever diet, the circle diet. I've even written a book.
And that is a good dinner for me. It's satisfying and a lot better than ice cream at night.
He claims this is better than ice cream before bed. Do you know how delicious protein ice cream is? Has anyone not seen my videos of holding the blender over the head, how thick the ice cream is? Literally having 2 liters. This guy wouldn't even be able to finish it. He would make my ice cream from my cookbook, multiple recipes, and think, why didn't I discover Coach Greg sooner? He's a lifesaver. I can't believe it. And so Guga, please start following my channel. Click the link in the description. Get my freaking cookbook. You will not believe how your life will change. I recommend you start by having the anabolic French toast for breakfast and the protein ice cream before bed. That and that alone, it's going to change your life. Don't believe me? Look at the nearly 100,000 people that have bought in the book. 100,000 people, not 100, not 1,000, 100 times 1,000. It's a really big number. And so those people were making videos talking about it. It's been viral for years. And so please check out my freaking cookbook.
It took me 8 months to lose the weight. I could have done it a lot faster, but vacations. Take for example, Mexico. I had the most delicious food ever. I gained 20 pounds in Mexico in 10 days.
And so does this sound like a diet that he's going to follow? I was dieting and, I was really struggling. And then I went on vacation and I gained 20 pounds in 10 days. Does this seem sustainable? In comparison, Coach Greg, I've literally done how to eat on vacation videos. Multiple. Perhaps the editor can add a link right now. And so if you are following a proper diet, you're not going to just diet for a little while and then need to take a break, gain 20 pounds. This ain't a diet from Coach Kyle for the Trend Twins. This is a diet that you can stick to for the rest of your life. Most diets works while you're dieting. Perhaps you can follow it for 3 or 4 months. The end of the diet comes and you regain all the weight and then some. Is that what you want? 95% of diets fail. And so if you follow Guga's diet, probably a 5% chance you're going to succeed. You might lose weight for a while, then eventually you go to Mexico and all hell breaks loose. In comparison, Coach Greg's diet, the forever diet, that's a diet you can stick to. It is easy.
So nowadays, I try to eat as healthy as possible. But when I go out on vacation, all hell breaks loose, everybody.
Does this sound like the proper mindset? Every time I go on vacation, all hell breaks loose. Not, I splurge a little bit. I allow myself a cheat here and there, maybe 1 cheat a day. All hell breaks loose. Why? Because he's suffering. If he wasn't suffering, all hell wouldn't break loose. Do you know how many vacations I've been on this year? Probably half the time I'm not even at my house. Do I look like I've gotten fat? I just had dinner. So whose diet's better? The diet that you can eat all year round, and then you go on vacation, it's still all right. You have your cheats when you want them. You have your protein ice cream, your Seco bars. You're having peanut butter and jam sandwiches. Which diet seems easier? And so hopefully I gave you some tips on how to lose weight, keep it off for the rest of your life. Congratulations to Guga. He lost 100 pounds. Clearly he's put in the work, but I'm just telling you, it could be a little bit better. Although I'm going hard on him, I appreciate the fact that he made this video. I'm just trying to say, look, there is an easier way. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Please like the video if you in fact liked it. Watch one of those 2 bloops, cookbooks, training books, coaching plans by me and my team, the Hard and Last Time clothing line, everything at the website. And if you have no money, get the free diet and training program. It's free. Also join the 300,000 plus newsletter subscribers. And until next time, I am out. Off to experiment with just the tip. Let you know how that makes out in about 9 months.